Squirrel! Out of the way, squirrel! Oh, that's it, off you go. Good lad. Or lass. Come on, Maggie. Well, we are back down at the river. It's a bright but chilly January day, and I'm down here because the boat's coming out of the water. I'm going to show you this because look at the hotel. It's out of the ground. I think the last time I showed you that, it was still very much, well, it still is a building site, but you know, there wasn't much sign of building, just earthworks going on and foundations. But now, look at this. It's all happening down here. And pretty much all of these units, in fact I think all of these units are full, and we've even now got a very lovely cafe open down here, which is open to the public incidentally, so if you want to come down and enjoy the Boathouse Cafe, you can do. Look at this, it's lovely. Oh, look at the river. Fantastic. This is a new Sunseeker Manhattan, I think 55. It's up for sale with Sunseeker Torquay. So if you fancy a new Manhattan 55 in a hurry, they've got one there for you ready to go. Well, Smugglers is looking pleased to see me. So as you can see, I have the tonneau cover on at the minute, and that's for a number of reasons. Firstly, is to keep my nice new full canopy all protected and kept lovely during the winter. Secondly, it significantly reduces the windage when it's stormy down here. As you can imagine, there's a lot less sail area to this. And thirdly, since I'm not actually using the boat to stay on, this is much quicker to whip on and off if we're just going out for a run for an afternoon or whatever, because you just literally undo this like this and whip it off. It's much quicker. There we go, nice and easy. Now we have a few winter precautions going on the inside. Hang on, there we go. So first of all, the doors are open to let plenty of air around, and beyond that, let's close over now, there is, it's a bit scruffy down here because it's winter, but there's an oil-filled radiator keeping a little bit of warmth in here, a dehumidifier keeping everything dry, worth their weight in gold, and that is set up to drain directly down into the plug so that it then goes straight overboard rather than filling up a container inside which you then have to come down and empty. So that's all that. Cockpit cushions are down here, the canopies are down here. As I say, it is a bit scruffy at the minute, but it is keeping everything protected for the winter. And that is the locker cover for here, which I've just put down to give a stable base for the heater to sit on. So there we go. So I need to move that little chap out of the way so it doesn't fall over. Get a life jacket out and we'll be good to go. And I'll fill you in with the plan. I don't know if you heard the bell there, but that is midday. There, that, spot on. I have a lift out booked for 2 o'clock for Smugglers to come out the water for winter maintenance. So we've got 2 hours. And I think on a day like today, a little potter upstream and a bit of lunch is going to be just the thing. Let's go and do that. There she goes. Not been run for a while because the weather's been rubbish. first turn of the key. Tiny bit sluggish, but she's on going. Good. Okay, let's give her just a moment to warm through a little bit, and then shore power lead is already off. I've done that. Just need to let the lines go. I'm forgetting what I'm doing. It's been a while since I've been boating. Let's turn some things on. So we want that power switch is already on. We can switch the Garmin on thusly, and we want the bow thruster on. There we go, and we want the VHF radio on as well. Zip wakes we won't need, they're on anyway. Fusion we might, maybe later. Good. That's it, road drift. Nice. Oh, Princess 43 for sale with one marine. That's a nice boat. I do like those. It's out of my league, sadly, but there we are. Nice one for somebody. Fleming 55, I think. They're a great boat, really rock solid. And these are fabulous. I think it's a S65. Sadly, not even in my wildest dreams. Lovely though, absolutely lovely. Tide racing around that buoy. Got an ebbing tide at the minute. We're about an hour and a half after high water. Actually looks like it's heading upstream, doesn't it? The river looks very different at this time of year with all the leaves off of the trees, but no less beautiful for it. That's intriguing, isn't it, seeing it like that? Let's go right in tight and have a look. Stunning house on the riverbanks here, but interestingly the one behind it, which has been there for many years, looks like it's being demolished. There's only half of it left. How interesting. belongs to a beautiful, beautiful, like a mansion house really. It used to belong to Agatha Christie, which was up in the hills. It's all part of the garden. And we'll probably get to see it today because there's a lot less leaves on the trees even, than usual. So I'll see if I can point it out to you. But yeah, look at this. There's the big house. You can just see it appearing through the treetops. We'll get a better view in a second, I think. This a beautiful, beautiful river. My plan is to pick up a visitor buoy and have a bit of lunch, and there should be plenty available today. There's not many people out boating. It is a beautiful day, but it's chilly, really chilly, but nice. Bracing, that's the word we're looking for. Not chilly, bracing. Let's find a buoy. Okay, this one's got a V on it. That'll do nicely. Now to pick this up on my own, I need to pick it up from the back of the boat. And what I'm doing now is looking at the way that these other boats are lying. So clearly the movement in the water and the wind is taking them this way. So we're going to come up from behind it, hook a line onto it, and then that momentum should take us backwards. That little bit of tide, which will take the buoy up to the bow where I can secure it. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. Now awkwardly, I really need to take it on the port side because that's the side I need to walk down to get to the bow easily. Here we go. And that should be coming down here now with a bit of luck. Yes, there it is. It's got much of a stern. And there it is. So, let's put that line through it. There we are. And now, the tide will gently pull us back. I'll walk this forward. That one then can hook onto there thusly, and you can see now the boat's moving back. You see how the debris is going back this way as well, so that's taking everything down. It's because the tide is going out, so I can now loop that one over there, tie it off on this side. It's easier with two hands. Nonetheless, here we go. And there we are, sorted. Right, and switch the engine off and enjoy a little bit of peace and quiet, hopefully. I'll put these seats out here to put someone to sit and look at the view. Here we go. Oh yes, absolutely beautiful. Oh, look at this. Just had a very, very nice lunch. And out of the wind, there's a little bit of warmth from that sun, and it's rather nice. Like a seagull going sideways down the river. This is a nice place to be. I should do this more often. I don't know why I don't. This is lovely. Well, it is now 1:25. We're booked out at 2. It's about 15-20 minutes down the river. I've put fenders out on the starboard side, ready for going alongside, and warps as well. Spring line, stern line, and the line that we have securing us to the buoy will become our bow line. So I think we're about ready to go. Also some tree cutting started on the bank. Gently ruining the piece. You can see the waves around the buoy, or no, slight wake I suppose around the buoy, and that's because the tide is going past, so the effect is as though the buoy is moving forward through still water. It's not moving at all, it just looks like it is. It's weird, isn't it? There we are. Right, then let's cast adrift. Again, easier with two hands, but I've no doubt we all will manage in order to keep you good people amused with my antics. Here we go. Let's take that one off of there. Try not to get it wet. Do that. Oh, failed. Never mind. That one can now go there. Thusly. So that's now our bow line ready for when we go alongside. You can see how the tide is taking us away from that buoy already. And a little bit of breeze. Let's coil this one up, make it a bit neater. There we go, and pop that down there. You see we've got the weight of the rope over that so it doesn't slide off. And that's the buoy that we were on, disappearing fast. Better go do some driving, haven't we? Here we go. Look at Maggie chilling there in the sunshine. Alright. Off we go. Careful of going in this direction as you don't get too close to the front of these boats as you go past them, because of course the tide is sweeping you down onto them. so you need to give yourself plenty of room when you are up tide. Okay, this is where we are heading. The travel lift, I don't know how you can see it, is actually in place, but I'm actually due out for about another 20 minutes or so. So perhaps they're just setting up. Very, very important not to underestimate the tidal flow here, because it is quite significant at times. So we need to make sure that we're not upstream being swept down onto anywhere we don't want to be. And what that means basically is keeping ourselves well clear until we're in, and then getting ourselves across to the side. Here's the basic plan, because if you come in this way and you're too close, it's easy to get swept down if the tide is going out, which it is. Obviously the tide's coming in, it's going the other way, so that's an issue. So we're going to keep ourselves well upstream. So that we don't have that problem. I might have to drop the GoPro for this. Wow, even now you can feel us getting swept down onto that one there. Crikey. Look at this. Let's get ourselves nice and clear, and then there we go. We can go into the stern, put the brakes on a bit, and drift on in. In fact, Christ, even then, look at that. You just missed that. Let's get out and try that again. Wow. Don't underestimate it, he says. Almost doing exactly that. Look at it bubbling around the back of there. Right, let's get back out and have another go at that. And this time, I'm going to be sensible and put you down. All hands to the decks. Okay, let's put you over here. Most important thing with boating, if it's all starting to go wrong, just get out and do it again. There's no shame in that. Here we go. More space. Don't worry. That is pretty strong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Lovely. Right. Perfect. A kind man came and took the line. Lovely, thank you very much. Okay, so I put the canopy back on just because I've been doing a bit of pressure washing, and so it saves any spray that's blasting around from going into the cockpit. That's all in these guys' capable hands now. Here we go. This thing that the guy's got here is a remote control for the crane. So he's controlling this entire great big beast from down here by remote. Impressive, isn't that? You can see them tightening the strops around the aft end just to hold the back end in place, and then you'll see these forward ones tighten up around the bow in a second. There we go, stern line's gone on board because it's being held by the rear strops. Bow will follow in a moment, I have no doubt. There goes the bow strops. There she goes. She's up, she's out. Bow line is on. Well, there she is, ready for pressure washing. Have a quick look and see how the anti-fouling's worked, because she's been in a long time this year, and you can see the green is just starting to grow there. There's the bow thruster and tunnel, but I have to say it's pretty good. A bit of slime, but there's no real weed as such. We're losing about 15-20% of performance. So normally it's about a 32 knot boat. I think we're down to about 25-26 knots towards the very end of the season, and it's not a surprise because this actually disrupts the water flow enough that it does make quite a difference. Now I'm interested to look at the props, because we put the prop one on for the first time and they are looking pretty damn good actually. A little bit of cavitation burn there, it's taken some of it off, but generally speaking they're pretty sharp, aren't they? And then the outdrive itself, of course, again it's been anti-fouled, but again it's the end of the season, and of course this stuff is chemical, so it gets weaker as time goes on, but again it's not terrible by any means. What else? I've got a bit of foliage that we've picked up in the river, and then the anodes, we've got the anodes here, which again are looking in pretty good shape. That's all good. Bellows are looking pretty good, and these we didn't anti-foul, and you can see the difference, so they may be anti-fouled this year, we'll see. There's the trim tabs, and they went on for the first time, so we didn't paint them the first time. Thought I'd see how we got on. They're not too bad actually, but you can see a difference that un-anti-fouled makes compared to anti-fouled. Anyway, there we go. Let's let the chaps get on and pressure washer. But yeah, that's not bad at all. Good job, Dave. And the pressure washing begins. You can see now why I put the canopy on, because you get a lot of spray, just like mist really, flying around, and depending which way the wind's blowing, sometimes it can blow it back onto the boat, and then if you've got the cockpit cover off, it all gets a little bit damp, which I didn't want at this time of year. But as it happens, I think today it's all kind of blowing away that way anyway. Good stuff. Well, pressure washing is completed, and so time to move into the yard and chalk up. This is the final little bit of this operation, is they're getting off now where the strops were, because of course they couldn't pressure wash where the strops went round the hull. Thorough, isn't it? So there she is, all chopped up, ready for winterization. You can see now how the anti-fouling is now looking pretty darn good, but obviously it will be re-anti-fouled for obvious reasons. In fact, because it's been re-anti-fouled so many times, we're now going to probably take all this anti-foul off and start again, which is a big job. Well, I'm glad I'm not doing. I've done it once and it's an awful job. Also having the engine and stern drive winterized, because of course now it's out of the water. If we get some particularly cold weather, that can do damage, so it's going to be all flushed through with antifreeze. The engine itself has a closed cooling system like a car, so that has antifreeze in it, but we want to put antifreeze in through the legs, through the raw water cooling. So that's what's going on right now, and then of course she'll be serviced and polished and all the usual stuff. But yeah, that is a good mission. There we go. Massive thanks to you guys as ever for watching. Massive thanks to Premier Marinas for doing such a fantastic job yet again, and roll on next summer. There we go.